Welcome back. As we move ahead, here's a quick recap of what happened in part 1 of And Then the Mirror Cracked.
In the crowded bylanes of Chandni Chowk stands a crumbling Haveli. On its second floor lies an east-facing room that has remained locked for more than a century and a half. Behind its doors stands a mysterious Belgian mirror veiled beneath a white cloth and guarded by old Kaki, who has always warned everyone to stay away. Then one day, Ananya Sen walks into the Haveli. An expert in restoring priceless antiques, she manages to persuade the owner to let her enter the forbidden room. The moment she steps inside, an icy chill sweeps through her. But what unsettles her even more is the room itself. Unlike the aging Haveli outside, everything inside looks surprisingly new, as though time has never touched it. Every antique, every piece of furniture, every intricate detail appears perfectly preserved. Standing in the center of that enigmatic room, Ananya is awestruck by the extraordinary treasures surrounding her. Yet, among all those priceless antiques, it is the veiled Belgian mirror that quietly draws her attention. Curiosity begins to overpower caution, and what happens next changes everything. So, without wasting another moment, let's continue. You're listening to Kahani Bar. I'm Malika, and tonight we continue our journey into And Then the Mirror Cracked. This is part 2, written by Neerja. Ananya was awestruck with all the treasure of antiques that the room held. Finally, she stood in front of the mystery mirror. Kaki quickly held her by her hand and pulled her away from the mirror. "Don't stand in front of this mirror for too long." "Why?" asked Ananya. Kaki took a deep breath and said, "This Belgian mirror arrived in the Haveli in early 1857. Imported by Lala Harbans Lal, the original owner of this Haveli, and a trader who prided himself on European luxuries. This mirror was a gift for Roopa, his youngest child and the only daughter born to him after 3 sons. She had just turned 16. This was her room. She was young, beautiful, curious, restless, and pampered. She would stand before it for hours, watching herself, turning this way and that, laughing at the clarity of foreign glass as the morning sun rays played with the hues of her hair and kissed her tender face. She was the joy of the family. The brothers adored her, and Roopa felt like a fairy, floating in and out of the courtyard and the rest of the Haveli, as if her feet never touched the ground. Kaki took a breath a little deeper this time. It was more of a sigh. She continued, and Ananya listened with wide eyes. All was going well, but then came the uprising. One afternoon, as unrest brewed outside, she stood before the mirror again. The courtyard below the room was still peaceful. Her brothers were chatting. Her mother was busy instructing the servants who were laying the lunch. The world had not yet fractured. But inside the mirror, she noticed something strange. The moment before the chaos, the moment before the loss. The mirror, surprisingly, started showing the reflection of the courtyard, as if it were warmer, brighter, more alive. She leaned closer and saw not only her own reflection, but herself still standing there, safe while her father and 2 of her brothers fell to the burst of bullets. She stepped forward. Scared, she touched her reflection in the mirror for safety. The talismanic mirror took her in for safety, and there she remained forever. The door had been bolted from outside by someone. No one knew who. When the remaining family burst into the room later, she was gone. Shimira stood cool and silent, but they felt a foggy, faint image of Roopa inside the mirror that gradually disappeared, leaving the mirror sparkling once again. That was it. The room was locked forever. There was no trace of Roopa found anywhere. The family mourned not 2, but 3 deaths that day. Ananya dismissed the whole narrative and laughed a little. She spent the day looking at all the antique artifacts in the room. Kaki watched her like a hawk. Ananya wanted to remove the veil from the mirror, but Kaki warned her and discouraged her every time she tried. Until the dusk, Ananya pulled the veil with one quick sweep of her arm before Kaki could react. The cracked plaster behind her reflection smoothed. The fading paint brightened. The courtyard in the glass filled with golden afternoon light. And there she was, the youngest daughter, Roopa, but within the world of 1857. Alive, not ghostly, simply present. The girl looked at her, not startled, not frightened, curious. The scene inside the mirror never moved forward. It remained the final peaceful hour before the raid. Time was paused there, held as if imprisoned in the mirror. The girl walked slowly through the reflected courtyard, touched pillars, looked toward the gate that would soon break open. She never crossed beyond that hour. Ananya realized the mirror did not trap her in death. It trapped her in waiting. She had escaped the violence, yes, but she had also escaped time. Everyone she loved had aged, died, vanished. She remained 16, alone in a perfect afternoon that never became evening. Roopa stretched her delicate hand and placed her palm in Ananya's palm. Her expression was soft, hopeful. Ananya did not move, but her reflection did, a second too late. Then the girl smiled, not triumphantly, but relieved, as if a long vigil had ended. The air between them thinned. Ananya felt warmth on her palm, not cold, warm, like sunlight through old glass. And then she heard it, not in her ears, but somewhere deeper. Stay. Just a whisper shaped by 169 years of solitude. Kaki could see all this, but was not able to move as time separated her from them. And then the mirror cracked. Ananya walked with Roopa as if under a spell, and they both walked into the mirror through that crack. The crack was gone, and the mirror gleamed again. Inside it, the courtyard glowed in eternal afternoon. 2 figures now stood beneath the arches. The youngest daughter, no longer watching the gate, and beside her, a woman in modern clothes, walking slowly through sunlight that would never fade. Roopa had just invited Ananya to join her for company. She was not lonely anymore. Ananya had not been taken. She had chosen to go with her.
Kaki ran out into the corridor, and tumbling down the stairs, she met her master in the courtyard and told him what had happened. No one believed her, so they all rushed into the forbidden room and saw all her belongings were there. But Ananya was not. She had just vanished. Kaki quickly covered the mirror and shooed everyone out and locked the room this time for good. It still remains locked. A few weeks later, there was news in the papers about a missing person named Ananya Sen. Even today, the east-facing room in that old Haveli remains locked. Dust gathers outside its door. Festivals come and go. Tourists sleep in the room's pillow without ever knowing what waits above them beneath layers of silence and silver dust. Only old Kaki
still enters once a year to clean. And every single time before leaving, she gently covers the mirror again. Because sometimes, she says, when the evening light falls across the glass just right, she can still see two women walking slowly through a sunlit courtyard, trapped somewhere inside another century. One dressed in silk and jewels of 1857, the other in modern clothes, neither growing older, neither trying to leave. You were listening to And Then the Mirror Cracked by Neerja K, brought to you by Pixel to Pixel. I am Malika, signing off. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share. Until then, take good care of yourselves.